Hello, I'm the reviewer. You review it, I review you. This is my partner, Mr. It. Prepare for some really bad 3D effects as we take a look at Film Brain's review of Spy Kids 3D. Game over.
Hello and welcome to Bad Movie Beatdown. Today's movie is Spy Kids 3D Game Over. The Texan-born indie movie maker Robert Rodriguez has produced some remarkable work, including his famously low-budget El Mariachi. In 2001, he wrote and directed Spy Kids, which introduced young master of espionage Junie and Carmen Cortez fighting to rescue their secret agent parents, Antonio Banderas and Carla Gugino. He continued the formula the following year with its sequel, Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams. I'd actually advise people to revisit them, because they'll probably find these films are far better than they remember. Spy Kids 3D Game Over, however, is crap. It was crap as a kid, and it's still crap as an adult. So grab your 3D glasses! Wait, hang on. I need to find mine, actually. Okay, wait, no. These are the wrong colour. Okay, how about these, then? Oh, wait, no. That doesn't work anywhere else but the cinema. Never mind. Okay.
Never fear, Matthew. You can use these.
Wow, thanks. Don't you need these to see?
No, it's fine. I've seen 3D already.
Right. Wow, I look like an idiot!
One moment, I need to see if I have the right 3D glasses. Let's see. No, these only work underneath the Tree of Life at Disney World. These are just stupid. Ah! There we go. You ready for this hit?
The film starts with Junie, now a private detective having left OSS in between movies, visiting a deserted water park as part of an assignment.
My name is Junie Cortez. Now I'm a private detective. A PI. A private eye. A gumshoe.
Gumshoe! I get it!
It's not by any means funny, but we get it.
Junie has been saving up to buy the latest big video game on the market, Game Over, which goes online at midnight. Don't let me tell you, however, let me introduce you to not Sylvester Stallone.
Game Over! The biggest video game to ever be created, period. This is a worldwide event. The game was created by someone known only as the Toy Maker, who was, once again, unavailable for interviews.
Biggest game ever? Certainly looks like it. Nice mustache, by the way, Stallone.
Nice footnoting there, Film Brain.
Junie, still anticipating the game, goes back to his enormous treehouse. Is this kid emancipated or something? Where the hell are his parents? Gertie Giggles flies in. It turns out his entire family are on missions, leaving him on his own. That's great parenting right there.
So what? Mr. It was raised like that. Granted, he wakes me up every other month with his night terrors, but still.
The only tribe worth belonging to is the one that you're born into.
Yeah, your family. It's good to take care of your family. But remember one thing. Everyone's your family.
It makes no sense.
It's simple philosophy, kid. What are you, 12? Alright, you are. Never mind.
I was 7 when I first saw this movie, and I still understood that.
So it turns out that Carmen, Junie's sister, has gone missing on a mission and that the OSS requires his assistance in rescuing her. So we cut to OSS headquarters with some lovely blue screen shots taken straight from a 1990s FMV game.
Horrible yet terrible. Ugly yet disgusting.
Am I the only one amazed at the fact that Sylvester Stallone's face has been over the words game over more than once in his career?
We see Donegan, one of the villains from Spy Kids 2, who is now working for the agency?
Mrs. Giggles must have straightened you out.
I certainly did.
That's it? That's their excuse for a villain suddenly turning good and working for a top-secret organization?
Well, to be fair, Donegan was an OSS agent in the first film and in the first half of the second film. Granted, the whole how he turned good is still pretty stupid, but at least he got an excuse for why he's still working for the OSS.
So we suddenly get bombarded with an exposition dump explaining the threat posed to children from the game Game Over.
Once plugged into the game, parents won't even be able to get their children's attention.
Once you get through the game, your mind belongs to the Toy Maker. the inventor of the game. He wants to enslave the world's youth with mind control.
Hold on a minute, if they know about the game and they know about the toy maker because that was such a great disguise earlier, then why don't they just stop the game from being published?
I can just imagine how that process would have gone.
Me?
Hello, my name is Agent Reviewer of the OSS.
Me?
Yes, we are a very powerful espionage organization, but that's not the point. Anyway, we're here because we believe that your video game, Game Over, will be taking over the world through the world's youth by using mind control. So, we respectfully ask that you stop publishing it. We always want to do it the hard way.
He has 12 hours to free Carmen and shut down the game without freeing the nefarious toy maker.
The toy maker hates us for imprisoning him in cyberspace all these years. What made you do that?
Who knows? It was years ago.
Then it wouldn't be a great reveal now, would it?
No, I can still see them explaining how the toy maker got locked in cyberspace while still keeping the big reveal later a secret.
Junie is finally transported into the game. He gets attacked by some terrible CGI toads, but ones that feel strangely reminiscent of a computer game. He encounters another player named Arnold who grabs one of the toad's tongues and... And don't worry, because there's more of this pointless showing off by Rodriguez throughout the film. Stop making 3D movies!
Well, yeah, but to be fair, every 3D movie was doing this before 3D movies became common. It's not really fair to pick on this sheep for following the rest of the herd.
So Arnold hitches a ride with a toad, and Junie attempts to do the same, only to find himself hijacking the pogo stick of another player, Francis. Francis throws Junie off with an elaborate device, and Junie wakes up in the sewers, watched over by Stallone Bot.
You know, more movies need to have Stallone bots.
Junie loses a life, having fallen so far, and he checks his watch given to him by Selma Hayek.
What happened to my 12 hours? I only have 4 now.
Time flies when you're playing games.
Oh, BS-itude! He was in the game for 5 minutes and that knocked off 8 hours? Good thing this will be arbitrarily applied.
He could have been knocked out for a while.
So in an awkward scene transition, Junie is taken back to the surface, where he encounters the crew of other players seen roaming around.
You guys must be beta testers.
If anyone's gonna get to the great prize at level 5, it's gonna be one of us.
Eh? They're beta testers? Why would they, if they're motivated by the prize, sign up to beta test? Why are there beta testers still in the game a day before release? None of this makes sense!
Maybe that's the reward for beta testing, getting to go into the game a day early.
Junie explains his mission to them and tries to get their help. He's told the way to the next level and follows their instructions. The movie acts like they've tricked him there for some reason. Goodness me, these scene transitions are absolutely seamless!
Subtlety, thy name is Film Brain.
Junie loses yet another life before getting a message from the OSS and gets told they can no longer assist him during the game. Why exactly? Also, how are they able to contact him in the game? Oh, I give up on this movie's logic.
Alright, and Film Brain officially gave up on this movie's logic at 20 minutes in! Wait, 20 minutes? Damn it! Alright, let me get my wallet.
So he's offered a lifeline and is allowed to bring in one person from the outside world to help him.
Call up the family files.
Sir, athletic, knows karate. Intelligent, strategic, knows karate.
Oh, Machete knows a lot more than karate, let me assure you.
Ha! I told you it was the same Machete! Give me my money back!
Go back to Grandpa.
Pros, superior intellect. Cons, physically disabled.
He's been paralyzed from the waist down for 30 years. His energy force would have doubled back again, making his arms, his heart, his brain twice as strong as a normal person.
What are you thinking, sir?
I choose Grandpa.
What the hell kind of insane logic is that? And now we only have 3 hours left? We've only been in the game world for 10 minutes?
is a video game, I mean, you're probably going to want someone who's more strategic as opposed to someone who just do this.
So Grandpa is suddenly transported into the game. Hey, it's great to see the late Ricardo Montalban in, tragically, his last live-action appearance. So Grandpa gets given legs and becomes a real strategic help, getting distracted by a butterfly.
Don't wait for me, Junie. I'll catch up with you.
Look, a butterfly.
Where?
And yet you criticize Grandpa.
So we're finally introduced the antagonist, the toy maker, played by the one, the only, the catastrophic Sylvester Stallone. And again, 3 additional times. We see that he is holding Carmen prisoner, but wait, Stallone is doing comedy!
Oh, we could, like, start the world over again and cure it of its diseases. We could begin anew. But then what we could do is what we should do. Am I doing the right thing?
We haven't quite worked out your motivation yet, Mr. Stallone, have we? In the game, Junie visits the Robocon arena en route to level 2. Also, hello, obvious love interest. So Junie initially gets his ass handed to him by Dimitra and loses the first round. And gets his ass handed to him again, and again, and again. Here's a bit of free advice, kid. Why not try, I don't know, fighting?
Junie's a little too busy being a dumbass.
Eventually, he grows a pair and dodges one of her runs, making her crash into a wall. Wait, why does she lose 2 lives for running into a wall, yet Junie only lost 1 despite being handed an arse buffet?
I thought you gave up on logic in this movie.
So eventually, Junie is declared the victor and sent flying off to level 3. Moving swiftly onto the next set piece, and somehow the beta testers are here. This time they think they found the guy, the person who's set to take them through the unwinnable level, level 5. So to determine whether or not he is the guy, they play Mega Race, a clear imitation of F-Zero. So we get a truly dreadful race scene that completely lacks tension because of the reliance on unconvincing CGI.
I don't know about you, but I still personally have fun watching the Mega Race.
Eventually, Junie finishes the race on the remnants of a destroyed car.
They can lead us to level 4 more quickly. So you can find your sisters, so you can shut down the game and make things right. So that I can find the toy maker.
He might escape. We can't risk that.
Oh, Junie, I don't plan on letting go anywhere.
God!
We'll talk about this later.
Where's Grandpa? Shouldn't he be in the background somewhere?
He's a ninja.
So they set off, the Tessers and Dimitra now convinced he is the guy. They then advance to the next level, but they are cornered by the reclusive programmers, who threaten to throw them back to the first level of the game because Dimitra has been carrying a map cheat. Grandpa then turns up and... Honest to God, I didn't edit that. That is the film's real editing. That's stunningly amateurish.
What, you don't like a little variety in your background? How the hell do I even get out here?
So Francis reveals their true appearance. Computer nerds. Nerds! They then run away. Hold on, if they're programmers, shouldn't they be able to just take Grandpa's legs away? So they bump into a life pack.
What do I do?
Kid, do you really need to explain what a health pack is? You've played video games, right?
Well, yeah, but in any other video game, he'd be able to use it the second he touched it. He wouldn't have to, like, crush it in his hands or something like he has to do here.
So he decides to give the spare, extremely rare and valuable life pack to Dimitra? Jody, you're an idiot! She's not the one on a bloody important mission right now, all because you have some dumbass crushing idiot!
You might want to go get the tranquilizer gun.
In a shocking development, Arnold and Junie are made to face each other in a battle. After Junie gets his ass handed to him on a plate again, bet he wishes he uses that life pack properly now, huh? Dimitra swaps places with him for the final showdown.
Dimitra, game over.
How'd you get that 500 holes in your face? Learn to eat with a fork?
Way to make that life pack bloody pointless, you moron!
Yeah, I got nothing.
So So the toy maker decides to randomly release Carmen just because. Also so the team doesn't lack its token girl motif. So Carmen finally shows up, so the polarity in the title Spy Kids comes to fruition, as opposed to annoying ex-spy prepubescent brat. In all honesty, I'm glad Carmen is finally here. She's considerably more watchable than the other kids, and Junie can't act his way out of a newspaper mousetrap.
You know, I'm starting to get the idea that Film Brain doesn't really like Junie that much.
Junie? The toy maker's the guy who put Grandpa in the wheelchair 30 years ago.
What a shocking reveal!
Actually, when you're a kid watching this for the first time, that is pretty heavy.
So they make their way to Lava Mountain to find the passage to level 5, the supposedly unwinnable level. So they all jump into the lava pit and grab bits of rock to use as lava boards. Okay, this bit is stupid, but at least it looked like an actual video game, albeit briefly. Back in the real world, Donegan and Selma Hayek have worked out the connection between Grandpa and the toy maker, which they might have thought to check beforehand, and realise that his plan is to release the toy maker. They then decide to stir up the game's mechanics to try and prevent his plan succeeding. Wait a minute, they can influence the game? If they'd have control of the game, then why didn't they do that earlier and make the game super easy? And how did the OSS not know about the relationship between Grandpa and the toy maker, considering that Carmen knew about it?
Logic. Gave up on it. 20 minutes in.
The entrance of level 5 and a dispute breaks out as the testers find out Carmen's real intentions.
There is no other side. You'll be imprisoned in the game. Game over.
We're not letting you shut down this game.
I'm the guy!
He's not the guy.
Hi, Frodo Baggins, and good God, your suit looks ridiculous.
You like him here, you should see him in Tron Uprising.
Elijah rouses the troops and bursts into level 5, where we get one of the film's 2 funny moments.
Cake.
Oh my.
Oops.
Well played. P went a little bit too far with it, but well played nonetheless.
Personally, I love that bit.
So Demetra turns up again, and Junie's pathetic crush reaches its zenith.
Junie, who is this? This is Demetra, my girlfriend. My friend. I'm his girlfriend.
God, I want to punch this kid so much!
We all do after that line, Film Brain.
So it turns out that Demetra is a deceiver within the game, the reason why the level is unwinnable, and why they can't leave. As they realise this, we get a screen message from Sly himself, who proudly announces that they are all trapped in the game forever.
And your prize is, you get to stay here. Welcome to the game.
This is the way out. All of you, quickly.
How are they trapped when the exit is in such a blatantly obvious place?
It's not out of the question for them to close the exit, or hell, have one of those giant robots take them away from the exit.
We have to shut down the game!
I already did. The switch is right there.
So we have a grandfather-grandson bonding moment in which Ricardo finally has something to do. And then they leave. Oh, thank Christ, my migraine was making me start to think about a world without this film.
Since when do migraines make you hallucinate good stuff?
What switch did you hit exactly? There were 2 switches side by side. One switch shuts down the game, but the other releases the toy maker.
Who was the idiot who designed that?
Oh, so it was you who put the shutdown switch in there. That still doesn't make any sense.
Why are your glasses back on? You don't need them right now.
Did you free the toy maker by accident?
Oh, I freed the toy maker, but it was no accident.
I sense a pathetic face-off approaching.
Continuity, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm coming back to settle the score for imprisoning me, for using me.
Okay, that is pretty funny.
What is? George Clooney's Stallone impression?
Suddenly, the control room is hit by uncontrollable shaking, and the kids head outside to see what the commotion is. Hello, empty streets! Not like there's, you know, meant to be a city there. Alright, movie, one more time.
Yay! 3D!
Calling all Cortezes.
So the whole family arrives, including Machete. I keep having to do a double take every time I realise that Machete takes place in the Spy Kids universe.
You know, I still want my money back.
Eventually, they take down the major robots and then, oh god, oh no, the Stallone bots!
Again, that needs to be in more movies.
Typically, most of the cameos have done absolutely nothing, and Grandpa turns up with a jet booster on his wheelchair, obviously, and flies into Stallone bot to come face to face with the man himself.
Let me tell you all the things I've missed in my life because of the accident you caused. I can't walk on the beach with my wife. I missed my daughter's birth and wedding. Now, let me tell you all the good things that came of it. Humility, spirituality, understanding.
There's your final showdown, and there's no fisticuffs to be seen, and let's face it, Montalban completely shines Stallone off the screen here. The King of Cool really had it till the end, didn't he?
Let's face it, there's no other way this movie could have ended.
I've only been searching for you so I could tell you that I forgive you. Can you forgive yourself? Game.
He said it! He said it!
And that's it! What an anticlimax! And now suddenly the Toymaker is a good guy after all he did, after all he tried to do? Someone forgives him and that's it?
Stop complaining, Film Brain. The credits are just around the corner.
So finally the credits roll after what feels like a considerably longer 79 minutes. Let's not forget the classic outtakes in the credits for you, like this little gem.
I'm coming back to settle the score.
For imprisoning me. For using me.
That might be the end of my career right there.
Oh, don't be so harsh, Mr. Clooney. It's not Batman and Robin. And let's face it, I've seen you as a lip-syncing transvestite. Nothing could shock me.
Speak for yourself, dude!
Finally, the film is at an end, and boy, that was pointless crap. Whilst the first two Spy Kids movies succeed in targeting their kid demographic whilst not alienating adult audiences by being colourful, imaginative and ultimately aware of their audience, Spy Kids 3D fails in all areas which the originals succeed. It's all too aware of its target audience and feels the need to patronise them, and it's blatantly obvious that the story wasn't as nearly thought out as it should have been, only resulting in confusion. Huge segments just feel like video games with the controls disabled, the characters are flat and unlikable, and the effects are dreadful throughout, with its 3D being some of the most gimmicky on the market. The end result is a shallow, thrillless movie that I doubt even kids would enjoy.
Well, you may agree with Film Brain, but I find it as a guilty pleasure.
Oh no, this review is pretty fun. Although there's only so many times you can say that doesn't make sense.
I'm the reviewer. You review it, I review you.